Right, so we're talking about Socrates. Socrates was the father of Western philosophy. He was born around 470 BCE, and he was the teacher of Plato. Um, so, in Plato's, one of Plato's best-known works is called um, the Apology. Uh, in this collection of works here. And in the Apology of Socrates, Socrates says, um, a man who is good for anything ought not to calculate the chance of living or dying. He ought only to consider whether in doing anything he is doing right or wrong, acting the part of a good man or bad. And then later in his trial, he said, and if I say again that the greatest good of man is daily to converse about virtue, and all that concerning which you hear me examining myself and others, and that the life which is unexamined is not worth living, that you are still less likely to believe. So Socrates was very, very big on examining the life that you are living, and that he felt that if you were not examining your life, that you were wasting it. It was just a big waste of human existence, really. Another interesting teaching of Socrates can be found in Meno, which is a conversation between Socrates and Meno, again written by Plato. And he said, as the soul is immortal, has been born often, and has seen all things here and in the underworld, there is nothing which it has not learned. So it is in no way surprising that it can recollect the things it knew before, both about virtue and other things. As the whole of nature is akin, and the soul has learned everything, nothing prevents a man, after recalling one thing only, a process men call learning, discovering everything else for himself, if he is brave and does not tire for the search. For searching and learning are, as a whole, recollection. We must, therefore, not believe that debater's argument, for it would make us idle, and faint-hearted men like to hear it, whereas my argument makes them energetic and keen on the search. I trust that this is true, and I want to inquire along with you into the nature of virtue. So that kind of entails the idea that that human beings carry on this sense of knowledge and virtue from before and throughout history and time, and that it's something that can be found, but it takes a lot of time and effort, and as Socrates pointed out, not a lot of people want to put forth that time and effort. So that's kind of just a little tiny bit about Socrates and what he was trying to teach about virtue and wisdom and examining the self.